Iran and Hezbollah launched a simultaneous assault on Israeli cities, including Tel Aviv and Eilat. Last night, sirens sounded in Tel Aviv and other areas of central Israel during what the Israeli military described as the fifth Iranian ballistic missile salvo of the day. In central Israel, a 32-year-old woman was lightly injured during the latest barrage. According to Magen David Adom, she sustained a shrapnel wound. Sirens also activated in Beersheba and surrounding areas in southern Israel, as well as in northern Israel and the southern city of Eilat. Medics report no additional injuries from the missile fire in those regions. The IDF Home Front Command instructed civilians in affected areas that they may leave bomb shelters but should remain close to them as a precaution. Meanwhile, several rockets launched from Lebanon toward northern Israel triggered sirens in Safed and other Upper Galilee communities. The IDF says air defenses intercepted most of those rockets, while one impacted the area. Authorities report no injuries from that incident. The situation remains fluid as Israeli air defenses continue to respond to incoming threats. Several people were killed in an Israeli airstrike on a 4-story residential building in the eastern Lebanese city of Baalbek, the state agency NNA reports early Wednesday. Rescue teams are working to pull families from beneath the rubble. Meanwhile, Lebanon's health ministry says Israeli strikes on 2 towns south of Beirut killed 6 people and wounded 8. In a statement, the ministry says that the Israeli enemy's attacks on the areas of Aramun and Sadiat killed 6 people and wounded 8 others in a preliminary toll, which doesn't differentiate between civilians and combatants. Aramun and Sadiat are both towns outside of Iran-backed Hezbollah's traditional strongholds.
Hezbollah claimed responsibility for launching drones at Israel overnight, saying it targeted an Israeli air traffic control base on Mount Meron and the Ramat David air base. The group also said it fired rockets at an Israel Defense Forces position in the Golan Heights at around 6:30 a.m., describing the attacks as part of its ongoing confrontation with Israel. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, confirmed that air defenses intercepted 2 drones launched from Lebanon. According to the military, there were no reports of impacts inside Israeli territory, and no injuries were recorded. In a separate incident, a short while later, 5 rockets were fired from Lebanon toward northern Israel, triggering sirens in the Galilee Panhandle. The IDF said it intercepted some rockets while allowing others to land in open areas, according to protocol, indicating they did not threaten populated locations or critical infrastructure. Israeli authorities said emergency services were placed on alert, but there were no immediate reports of casualties or significant damage from the overnight exchanges. Beirut woke to fire. Before dawn, Israeli warplanes roared low over Lebanon's capital, unleashing airstrikes on the southern suburbs after Hezbollah launched rockets and drones toward a military base near Haifa. The escalation comes amid surging regional tensions following the reported killing of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei. Plumes of thick smoke rose over residential districts in Dahiya as explosions shattered windows and jolted families awake. According to the Israel Defense Forces, the strikes began after Hezbollah fired a barrage targeting the Mishmar HaCarmel missile defense site south of Haifa. The IDF said it intercepted at least one projectile, while others landed in open areas. No Israeli casualties were reported.
Hezbollah opened fire last night. He knew exactly what he was doing. We had warned him. He will pay a very heavy price for this. We are fully prepared, indeed very well prepared. We have mobilized nearly 100,000 reserve soldiers. Dozens of battalions, brigades and divisions are positioned to defend our northern border and are ready for all possible scenarios, both in defense and in offense. All of our options are currently on the table. We are continuously conducting situational assessments, and all options, every single option, is on the table.
The Israeli Air Force launched multiple waves of strikes across Lebanon, hitting Beirut's Dahiya suburb, the Bekaa Valley, and southern regions near Tyre. Israel's Chief of Staff, Eyal Zamir, told troops to prepare for many days of intense fighting, declaring the start of what he described as an offensive campaign against Hezbollah.
We have launched an offensive campaign against Hezbollah. We are not just on the defensive, Firona. We are now going on the offensive. We need to prepare for several days of very intense fighting. Strong defensive readiness is required, and continuous offensive action now, in waves, all the time, and of course constantly seizing opportunities.
Urgent evacuation warnings were issued for approximately 55 villages and towns in southern Lebanon and the Bekaa Valley, signaling expectations of prolonged confrontation.
The first time, three explosions went off. A little while later, we went up to the roof and found that 3 explosions had been right behind us, amidst the smoke. But after about 10 minutes, another explosion occurred directly behind us, and we all rushed downstairs to escape. Then, after another 10 minutes or so, the final strike came down.
There were 3 consecutive airstrikes, one right after the other. And thankfully, by God's grace, we found them all safe and sound, and we were able to bring them back with us.
Hezbollah, for its part, said the assault on northern Israel was retaliation for Khamenei's killing and was carried out in defense of Lebanon and its people. The consequences on the ground are mounting. Lebanon's health ministry says at least 31 people were killed in Israeli strikes. Scores of residents fled Beirut's southern suburbs as smoke billowed from damaged buildings and the sound of warplanes echoed overhead. Associated Press journalists reported buildings shaking violently as explosions ripped through the early morning calm. Lebanese government officials had previously urged Hezbollah not to enter the conflict in support of Iran, fearing a devastating new war. Now that fear may be materializing.